Hi, I'd like to tell you about my client. Her name is Jill. She's 22 years old. She's in the hospital for a heroin overdose, and this is the third time she's overdosed this year. She lives with her mom in Section 8 housing. Both are on disability, Medicare, and Medicaid. She has no siblings. She's estranged from her father, and she is also estranged from her maternal grandparents. Her mother has bipolar disorder and a long history of polysubstance abuse. Her early years until about the age of 5 were good when her mom and dad divorced, and he remarried and stopped contact with her. Shortly after that, they became homeless, and mom developed an addiction to crack cocaine. For the next 5 years, they lived between homeless shelters and various people. She had inconsistent school attendance, poor grades, and was unable to concentrate and stay awake in class. Child services got involved. Mom got sober, and about when she was around 10 years old, got them into Section 8 housing and supportive services. Mom relapsed when Jill was about 12 years old, and she herself began to prostitute and ended up prostituting Jill as well. When Jill was 15, she was sold to a pimp and became a victim of sex trafficking. She escaped from that, returned home when she was about 17, and has been in and out of psychiatric hospitals and substance abuse programs since. Jill uses heroin daily and is trying to stop and get on a methadone program. So, if I were talking to Jill, I would talk to her and try and educate her how her history of abuse and drug use tie together. I would educate Jill about the ways traumatic memories are, as Professor Felker puts it, like shards of glass stuck in the brain without a beginning or an end. Those memories are stuck and they become so painful that it's hard to process them. Finding a way to safely incorporate those memories would be a really great place for Jill to start, and I would recommend that Jill starts EMDR therapy. As Dr. Vander Kalt suggests, EMDR could help integrate or reintegrate the traumatic memories into ordinary, non-traumatic memories. Dr. Perry also notes about the connection to drug abuse and trauma, that the brain of a child who has experienced trauma and abuse to cope naturally releases opioids to numb and lessen the trauma. After prolonged trauma, the brain's chemistry is changed and may crave that same sort of release whenever Jill would feel frightened or unsafe. And from the early trauma, the changes in her brain make her vulnerable to substance abuse. And in Jill's case, using the heroin helps calm her fears, reduces her pain, and shuts her off from anxiety. In addition, I would want Jill to join a support group for the survivors of sex trafficking, because having support and acceptance of peers can help Jill to learn other ways to self-regulate. So between EMDR, psychoeducation, and support, I think Jill can succeed in her sobriety. So that's like what I would do and my suggestions. And if I were to be talking to Jill, I would calmly and quietly talk to her and start by asking what she does now to alleviate some of her fears and anxieties, and what she does now to self-soothe. I would want to take like a pretty detailed history of when she was young to now, a good trauma history, and just try and support and educate her. I feel really weird like pretending to talk to Jill in this video, so I'm not really sure how to do that, but if I had to talk to Jill, I would just try and alleviate her anxiety and just try and help her like normalize what she's been through and give her hope and give her support that she can get through it. Okay, thank you, bye.